Hello and welcome to the season finale of Hanksy Panksy Honor Among Reeves, a podcast where two dumb idiot best friends absconded with Tom Hanks, Purloin Dane Johnson, and are about to be absolutely mugged by one Keanu Reeves. I'm Sam Siegel, and I'm stealing your tombstone message.
Nice. What would my tombstone message be?
You didn't have one yesterday, Luke.
Yeah, so about that. This is sort of a take two, if you will.
We had a bit of a false start yesterday.
Yeah, so I don't know, you want to tell the people what happened?
Sure, yeah. I we were all set to record. I put my son down for a nap, and he did not want to sleep.
Yeah.
As it turns out, I thought he was in a good spot. He was not in a good spot. He did not want to sleep. Didn't want to take his nap. Tried to record a little to see if maybe he would just sort of tire himself out. He did not. So I had to go try to calm him down. He did not appreciate those efforts. So Luke vamped for 5 minutes while I tried to get my son back to sleep. Luke, I'm kind of curious what the nature of that vamping was.
Well, Sam, at one point I just described your room.
Oh, okay.
Because I realized for the listeners at home that don't watch us on YouTube, they never knew about your like weird brain thing.
Yeah, the little the phrenology head kind of thing.
Yeah, the phrenology head. So I described that in your curtains, but your curtains aren't that interesting.
Yeah, you know what's unfortunate? It's just right over here. Is actually a pretty interesting poster for a that was gifted to me from one of the Mabim Bam live tours.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't know that's what it was. I could have described that, the
could have
little piece
described
that I
it,
can.
but
Yeah,
it's cut off.
that was honestly probably like 30 seconds of it. The rest was sort of talking about the end of the season, how it felt, and a little announcement that I decided to bust out. And I'm
Okay.
trying to decide if I should announce it now. Yeah, fuck it. I've teased it, and I gotta give the people what they want. So, folks, I know you were wondering when it was gonna happen. Well, it's finally happening. Jackie and I are spinning off Horror Hut. Hanksy Panksy's getting a spin-off, baby.
I can't.
Uh,
Well, is this a second?
I think this is the second spin-off, technically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we already did Grease Lightning with Dr. Sarah Hales Britton. But yeah, we like watching horror movies and we're around, so we figured let's just like talk about them for an hour every time we watch one. We are doing Horror Hut as its own podcast. Our first episode comes out next week.
Ooh.
Yeah, so we'll stagger it with the Hanksy releases. So if there's an off week for one, you'll get an episode of the other. Yeah, and this time we're gonna do every movie referenced in any Scream movie.
Oh my.
It's like 181 movies.
I don't envy you, even a little.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I mathed it out and it's like 6.9 years to finish, assuming they don't put out more Scream movies, which they're gonna put out more Scream movies.
They are, yeah. But 6.9 is a funny number.
6.9 is pretty funny.
It's the sex number.
It is.
Hey, Luke,
Yeah.
I don't think you said what your name was.
Oh, I'm Luke Patrick. If you're joining us for the season finale and you don't know
season 3.
I love the idea of someone running across our critically acclaimed on Apple podcasts and being like, you know what? They're on their 201st episode, 204th, something like that.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna jump in with the season finale of season 3. And I don't know what their names are. I'm out.
So we keep saying season finale.
Uh-oh. Don't do this to me.
Here's the thing. We did get an email, and I know it's early to do mail time.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. We got an email. I don't
Uh-oh.
know if they want um us to say their name at all,
Okay.
but
Just give me the content, I guess.
yeah. So hi guys, what's up? My name is Redacted, and I'm a huge fan of Keanu. I was wondering, do you accept requests for free from Keanu's fans? Because I would like that you do a podcast about one of Keanu's earliest work,
Uh-oh.
the movie by Paul Lynch, Flying slash Dream to Believe, 1986, starring Olivia Dabo and Keanu Reeves. You can find the movie on YouTube too. I hope to help you, and that I did not bother you.
Well,
Hmm.
I don't think either of those was achieved.
Eh,
Because what you've presented us with, dear listener, and I appreciate you sending an email.
Thank you so. Yeah, we
Seriously,
do
thank you.
appreciate your emails.
Yeah, all genuine sincerity, thank you so much for listening and for sending us an email. What you've given us though is a big old question mark.
Mm-hmm.
Do we? Because we're going out, Sam. We're going out on a high note.
We are good. Well, yeah, we are going out on a high note. Let me do some quick
Quick Googles.
yeah,
Why
flying slash dream to believe.
was this not in his IMDb?
Shit, I don't know, man. It
If it
probably
was a
was.
TV movie, no, we're under no obligation.
Let's see. Going to Keanu's stuff.
Yeah,
Let's
I would
see.
vamp, but I vamped
Yeah,
more than
look,
anyone has
you
ever vamped.
you did your vamping.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Hanging in TV series. Coca-Cola, Coke is it video. Night Heat TV series, Letting Go TV movie, Comedy Factory TV series, One Step Away Short, Young Blood. Uh-oh.
Hmm.
Y Young Blood.
I think we ruled it out because he's barely in it.
Okay, cool, 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 cool. Act of Vengeance TV movie, Magical World of Disney, TV series, Teenage Dream. Um, yeah, that's Teenage Dream is what that is. Um,
I think it's another one of those that we ruled out. There's a reason we started with River's Edge.
I don't know, man. He's on the he's most of the poster.
God damn it.
Is it
Why
that we
did we
couldn't
start with
could
Yeah,
we
maybe
not
we
find
couldn't.
it anywhere?
I think that was it.
Well, let me see. Let me boy, what a way to do the finale, huh?
Yeah.
Um, just a lot of really fevered Googling. Um,
Okay, here's my thing. This one's coming out as the season finale. If we have to do additional movies, they will be called appendices.
okay, flying.
Mm-hmm.
This is what it was. Is um we that's what it was. Is when I went to my handy dandy little website that I use
Sure.
to find out. Um
Can you show me the website again?
yeah, hold on, let me just
Okay, because just at a brief glance, the logo is like orange against a black background.
Mhm.
It kind of looked like Pornhub for like half a second.
Oh no, not Pornhub.
Okay, cool. Cool, 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 cool. That would be hilarious if you were.
Would be something if I was looking looking up where to watch these movies on Pornhub.
Where do I
Um,
stream John Wick 4? And then some video has a comment section that inexplicably is dedicated to that.
mhm. But yeah, it said it was not available for streaming. But if we go over to the old YouTubes,
Oh, god
let's
damn it.
see, flying
I'm having
slash
flashbacks to watching Tom Hanks shit on YouTube.
dream to believe. Oh,
Uh-oh.
yeah, it's right there.
God damn it.
Yeah, it is. It is right there. Is what it is. Two of them, in fact.
Jesus.
Huh.
So I guess, Sam, how do you want to fuck this pig?
Well, here's the problem: is I'm pretty sure this episode's supposed to come out this week.
Oh, yeah, no, this one's coming out.
Okay. Um, but we're still calling it the finale.
I guess. We're 81 episodes deep in this season. Please. But we do have to complete the project.
Yeah, otherwise we didn't do it.
Yeah, because again, we've said this before, but nobody gives a shit if two guys watch most of Keanu Reeves' movies.
Yeah. Or all but one of them. That doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
What if,
Yeah.
okay, folks, you're getting to see how the sausage gets made. It's not pretty. Um, okay, this is still the season finale.
Yes.
Postscript.
That's what I'm saying. These are appendices.
Yeah. Um, what are in there?
Uh-huh.
Give me a moment.
Okay.
Um, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Cause here's the thing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, here it is. I know what we're doing. I
Okay.
know what we're calling it. Because you probably know this because I think you actually like these games for some reason. In 2017, uh, the a Kingdom Hearts game was
Yeah.
released,
I literally just bought the entire collection on Steam.
and it was called Kingdom Hearts 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue, and I do think that is what we have to call
Yes.
the next episode is Final Chapter Prologue.
Okay, here's the thing. The minute you said Kingdom Hearts, I knew where you're going with this. Could have
Hmm.
told you the exact game. That makes me feel infinitely better about what we're doing this episode.
Hmm.
Because if Kingdom Hearts can just keep slapping prologues
Hmm.
and affixes and stuff to just like everything they put out gets a bookend.
Hmm.
That's what we're doing. We're just putting a little cap on top of
Just yeah,
this.
just a wee little cat.
Yeah.
So,
God,
so
does that dispirit me though, I
yeah,
will say.
hey, did the wind come right out of my sails? Yeah, yeah, it fucking did, man.
Yeah,
Um,
holy shit.
but yeah, so this is the season finale
This
of
is
Hanksy
okay.
Panksy season 3. Next week, or next, not next week, next episode will be Hanksy Panksy season 3.2 final chapter prologue.
Final chapter prologue. Here's the deal with that.
Eh, Final chapter prolapse.
Final chapter prolapse. Low hanging fruit, baby.
Yeah,
Gotta
well,
snap it
hey.
up where you can. Um, Here's the deal. We're predicating this idea on the fact that these will not be copyright striked by the time we get there.
But they've been up for 10 years.
Okay.
They're
This
not going fucking anywhere.
I can't even joke with that. Yeah, no. Those are like core, they're in like a file server somewhere in the
it's
Antarctic.
it's now a core part of YouTube's code.
Yeah,
If you remove that, YouTube stops working.
Yeah, it does. There's code comments around that entry in the database. There's little notes that just say, do not remove this.
Don't remove it. They're like, well, hold on, we got a copyright strike. And it's like, we can't though, is the thing. We now have to own the copyright for Flying Slash Dare to Believe, the
Yeah.
1986 film starring Olivia Dabo and Keanu Reeves.
Yeah. So I okay. We'll still treat this like the season finale. We can talk about the season,
Hmm.
all that stuff. And then we'll just pretend like we've never seen any Keanu Reeves movies for the next one.
Now that actually could be a fun thought experiment.
I think it'd be really interesting.
Is we move all the movies that we just watched
Yeah.
into the recycle bin. And then we
Yes.
go over to the recycle bin and we say empty.
Yes, please. Yes, 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 yes.
And then we watch 1986's Flying Slash Dare to Believe.
Yeah.
on YouTube, a key component of YouTube's code,
Yeah.
the cornerstone of YouTube's code, like brand new babes.
Yeah. Okay, we got it sorted. That'll work.
Yeah, so let's okay, let's give this a second run. Welcome back to wait shit. Okay, let me a third
Try it
time.
again, third time. Yeah.
Welcome to the finale of Hanksy Panksy Honor Among Reeves, a podcast where two dumb idiot best friends absconded with Tom Hanks, purloined Dwayne Johnson, and are about to be absolutely mugged by a one Keanu Reeves. I'm Sam Siegel, and I'm stealing the message on your tombstone.
I am Luke Patrick, and for the third time, I am Klaus.
Okay, yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
So we're here at the finale. But we keep saying that, and Luke, I have some bad news.
Do you not feel like it's the finale?
No, I do. I was just going to do a bit where I read the email again. We had to go through the whole process. The whole episode is just going to be 15-minute chunks.
You were going to Groundhog Day me.
The same audio. I do have an email, though, that I meant to read you last time, and then I forgot.
Oh, a different email.
A different email, in fact.
Well, fuck it. Let's do mail time on the third go at minute 16.
Yeah, so this comes to us from Tuck. And Tuck sent this like a month ago. And he says, the subject line, "Excuse you, Luke."
Uh-oh.
And then he sent no text whatsoever. Just an attachment of a screenshot from the TV show Bluey, in which the titular Bluey is saying, "I'm a girl."
Yeah, I learned this recently and I feel very bad about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it turns out Bluey's a girl.
Bluey's a girl. Yeah, asshole.
Gender's a big ass spectrum. But Bluey does identify as a girl, and I should respect that.
Yeah. But
yeah, okay.
we're a conservative podcast now.
We're a conservative podcast now.
My pronouns are AR and 15.
Oh no.
Okay. Luke, I'm gonna go cancel myself.
Yeah, please. I think there's some things that no matter how conservative you are, that come out your mouth, you gotta go into the timeout box, man.
Yeah, I gotta go in the penalty box now.
Yeah,
is what I have to do.
Holy shit. Season finale of season 3, we found the worst thing you've ever said.
And I've said some stuff.
We talked about soaking for like an hour in the last episode.
Much talk about soaking. Okay, Luke, before we start talking about the movie or our watches,
yeah,
let's talk about the season.
Let's talk about.
Do you think that's the way we should do it, or should we talk about the movie first, then the season? Movie then season.
Movie then season, yeah, for sure. Okay.
So, folks, of course, this week we watched John Wick Chapter 4, the 2023 film. Luke, how's your watch?
Bifurcated. Actually, in a number of ways. So let me back up. I started watching this at Jeffrey Bezos's house, and for once, he was very happy to see me. He's got a house now.
Okay,
it's the season finale. We can progress things. Yeah, he's got a house now. It's pretty modest. It's like a little cookie cutter in a suburban neighborhood.
Okay.
But it's his. Immaculate. He's a divorced dad, my guy.
Yeah, no, that lawn is his life, huh?
That's all he has. So the lawn's immaculate, which really quick, your lawn, by the way, oh my God, dude.
Thank you.
It looks so good.
Thank you very much. Yeah. It's gonna maybe suffer a little bit because I was mowing the backyard the other day and hit a rock I didn't see.
Uh-oh.
And broke my mower.
Oh no, you hate to hear that.
I heard a chunk of rock fly off and hit my neighbor's tree. The mower came to a complete stop. and the blade is now wedged against part of the mower deck that got bent by the rock, and also had a chunk taken out of it by the blade, which also had a chunk taken out of it by hitting the deck.
Jesus Christ.
I need to take it to a repair shop. They're going to take a look at it. They did tell me over the phone, if it's the crankshaft, don't even bother repairing it. It's too expensive. Just buy a new mower.
Yeah.
So,
Man, I hate to hear that because that's like hearing that Da Vinci like broke all his pencils and paintbrushes. Like that yard is the Mona Lisa of our neighborhood.
oh well, thank you.
It's truly awe-inspiring. So anyway, much like Jeffrey Bezos's lawn, I went to his house, got the movie because I forgot to get the DVD, and Best Buy doesn't do DVDs anymore. So I'm missing one. But fired it up, Sam. It sounded like that.
Oh no.
Yeah, it didn't start that way. We got about an hour into the movie, and then it's started to do that.
Huh. A real inconvenient time to do that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, so anyway, here's what we did. We rented it from Time Apple.
Okay.
Because I was thinking this must be a buffering issue, like something about the audio buffering through Jeffrey Bezos's overworked tubes is not working. It's got too much internet over there at Amazon.
Yeah.
No, I didn't fix it.
Oh no.
So turns out, long story short, rebooting the soundbar did the trick.
Huh.
Which means I spent twice as much money on this as I needed to.
Oh, interesting.
It's only $10. It's not Space Jam money.
No, not Space Jam.
But that fixed it. But then by that point, we got it. Okay, we got it. This movie's almost 3 hours long. It's almost the length of Saving Private Ryan. We got up to the last hour, turned to each other, and we're like, I think I'm done. Are you done? And Jackie was like, I'm done. So we stopped and we went to sleep. And then we watched the rest of it at like 6 in the morning the next day.
Okay.
So bifurcated. I tried 2 different channels and watched it 2 different times, but it did go down pretty smooth otherwise.
Which one did you finish it on?
Time Apple. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Because Time Apple is obsessed with Dolby Atmos. You pay $1 extra per rental, but you do get Dolby Atmos out of it. So that was, I don't know, I got it. I figured I'll use it. So
yeah, I mean, you really want those headshots to really pop.
Yeah, exactly. And smoke them while you got them. I got them Dolby Atmos speakers, fucking fired up, Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, how was your watch?
I bought the DVD.
Amazing.
Yeah,
yes.
I planned ahead. So I got this DVD, I'm not joking, like weeks ago.
Amazing. Where'd you get it from?
Amazon?
Yeah, Jeffrey Bezos' house.
I did go over and I was like, hey, I'm gonna need this soon.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I have wanted to see this movie since it came out.
Yeah, me too.
About a year ago.
Yeah.
And I wasn't able to because we had decided that we were going to do Keanu. Hadn't started, just knew that we were gonna. And so I have been edging myself for a full year.
For sure.
And then I started edging myself even harder when I had to look at the DVD in my home, day in, day out, Keanu's fucking beautiful face staring me right in the eyes.
Yeah.
Begging me to come. And I was like, no, I cannot. I cannot come until the appointed time.
Yeah.
And so I finally watched this movie. I nutted so fucking hard.
Like painting the Sistine Chapel, huh?
Oh my God, let me tell you. We got to call the God, who are the people who come when you have like flooding in your home?
Oh, like Serve Pro?
Yep, they gotta come.
Oh God, you got a category 3 on your hands. It
Mm-hmm.
sounds like
Yeah.
that is human waste, folks.
Yep.
Human byproduct.
It was a foot thick
Oh.
on the floor, flooded up a foot
Oh,
in that room. Uh
Jesus.
yeah, the CDC had to come. They
Well, they did come, that's for sure.
oh they came.
Those folks, you know what they are into.
They're real dirty dogs.
They are.
And so I gotta tell you, part of me was angry at this season the whole time because it meant that I could not watch this movie in theaters when I wanted to.
Right.
And part of me still is. But that movie went down real smooth. Um,
Excellent.
let's see. I started watching it, had a nice time with it. Um, my son did watch some of it.
Mm.
Um,
Gotta start them young, man.
yeah, didn't love that, I'll be
Yeah.
honest, but he did watch it a little bit.
Okay.
Um,
Well, it's the same as the Bluey episode where Bluey kills 30 people with
yeah,
gun fu.
mm-hmm, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of that episode got a lot of flack, and I don't
It
really know
did.
why.
Yeah.
Um,
I
but
mean, Bluey
no,
was doing all her own stunts and
I
everything. It
know
was
she was doing a
amazing.
great job. But you cut one person's jaw off, and suddenly you're a monster and not fit for children.
Yeah.
But no, so he had been kind of fussing. I was trying to get him to eat. He wouldn't really stay focused and moved him to the floor. And I was trying to watch the movie, and I couldn't hear a lot of it because he was kind of fussing and talking a lot. Um, and so we sat on the floor together, and he started watching it, and that's when I got him to eat. Um, And so we just kind of watched it together for a little bit until my wife came in and she was like, "Oh no." And I was like, "Look, I don't like it either, but I've just decided to take the L on this one." Um,
Hey, this season has been all about taking L's.
I was
So,
like, "I'm just taking the fucking L on this one." And he's just gonna watch it. He doesn't know what death is. He probably doesn't understand what's happening. It's probably okay.
yeah.
Though we did make more of an effort to keep him from watching it after that. And then I had to stop with half an hour left on the movie thereabouts
Oh,
to give him his bath.
hey,
Uh,
that's a mission critical 30 minutes of this movie.
it is a minute. It's a pretty important part of this movie. So
Yeah.
gave him his bath, put him in bed, came back downstairs, finished this movie, ruined the room.
Yeah. Amazing. That
Yeah,
sounds like, for once, pretty damn good watch.
it was a pretty great watch. I will say some of the dialogue didn't hear it because my son likes to babble now.
Okay.
And he was enthusiastic. So doing a lot of talking,
Yeah.
very loud, a lot of yelling. And so I didn't hear all the dialogue, but I got the drift.
Yeah. Keanu doesn't say a lot in this one, to be
No,
honest.
he
So,
doesn't.
yeah.
Which I think is a great time to pivot to Luke. What's this plot?
Oh, I thought we were going to play the game for a second. And
Oh, wait.
I
Yeah.
got really excited because I thought we were done.
Uh, well, not quite done, because remember there's a
Oh.
new game, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Let's fire up Chat GPT on this one.
well, so you give the plot of John Wick 4,
Okay.
and I'll ask ChatGPT while you do it.
Okay. So, folks, if you remember at the end of John Wick 3, he decided to go. Winston shot him and threw him off a roof, but he lived. He got down to the Bowery with the Bowery King. He was going to wage war against the High Table. So you're thinking that's where this is going because it starts the movie. He gets a gun from Larry Fishburne. Uh, and then he goes to the desert to kill the Elder, which he does.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, okay, he's gonna go full rampage Archer style and just keep murdering members of the High Table. Then it turns out he kind of just fights Bill Skarsgård the whole time.
The whole time.
Yeah. So Bill Skarsgård is the Marquis, the gramophone, something.
Yeah, that's it. Marquis de
Yeah,
Gray.
Marquis de
The
gramophone.
phone.
Once again, we have a Scandinavian playing literally anything other than a Scandinavian because he's French in this movie. He also, I keep wanting to refer to him as the Merovingian. He basically is in this movie. Like, he's just mega rich and he's like been given the full authority and resources of the high table.
Yes.
So he is determined to kill John Wick.
Yes.
Um,
He's also kind of aided by the Harbinger.
yes. Oh, that's who I was going to be. I forgot on my third take, I was going to be the Harbinger.
I don't know if you know this. Guy who played the Harbinger?
Yeah.
Voice of Mr. Krabs from SpongeBob.
Seriously?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, glad to hear he's doing all right.
Yeah. He's Mr. fucking Krabs, and here he is, the Harbinger.
Yeah. So the Harbinger, Mr. Krabs shows up at the Continental in New York, takes out a big fuck off hourglass, and tells Winston, "Your hotel has been condemned. You have 1 hour, thud, to vacate the premises." They get everybody out. The Merovingian blows up the hotel while he's talking to Winston. Winston's out on his ass. He's out of the game. He's been excommunicado. And so he joins up with John Wick. They hatch a plan. Lots of murder happens until eventually John Wick happens upon the idea that he needs to fight Bill Skarsgård one-on-one. Oh, forgot a character, really important one. Kane.
Yeah.
Is
Donnie
a blind
Yen.
Donnie Yen Eatman is here.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was in Rogue One as well, but I don't remember his character's name. Anyway, he's awesome. Love that guy.
Oh, yeah.
Kane is a blind guy. The High Council or the High Table took his eyeballs, but he's still a world-class assassin. And they have tasked him, sort of like that other John Wick movie. They've got a marker on him where they're like, you kill John Wick or we're going to take out your daughter. So he's in this trying to track down and kill John Wick. Anyway, they latch upon the idea that they need to duel Bill Skarsgård one-on-one because apparently that's High Table old laws. Is that if he beats him, then he can set of conditions that have to be met. Same for Bill Skarsgård. Bill obviously is too chicken shit to do this himself. Gets Kane to do it. They have this whole ceremony where they pick out what they're going to do, where they're going to do it. And basically, long story short, John fights his way to Sacre-Cœur in Paris. And they have a duel, he and Kane. And tricky guy, he doesn't shoot his last shot at 10 paces. So he just takes the L, takes a bullet to the gut from Kane. And then when old Bill Skarsgård gets up to take that coup de grace shot, they have a truly hilarious exchange where Winston says something like, "You shithead, he didn't shoot." And
yeah, he's like, "You arrogant bastard, he didn't shoot."
Because he's standing over John Wick with the gun, and John Wick says something pithy. I forget what he says. And then plugs him in the head. And it's amazing. And then John Wick, spoiler alert, like big time. If you don't want it ruined for you, go away now. But John Wick does die on the steps of Sacre-Cœur. Then we end with his gravestones next to his wife's. Winston and Larry Fishburne are talking about it and having a good little remembrance session about John Wick, and that's the end of the movie, and that's the end of John Wick.
Well, Winston puts his hand on the grave. You see the like Orthodox cross tattoo.
Yeah.
And he says in Russian or Belarusian, like, "Goodbye, my son."
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's like because he was actually John Wick's dad, or if he was just a member of the Russo Roma. Is that it?
Oh, if you hadn't said it. Roma Ruski Roma?
Ruski Roma, I think.
Yeah, that sounds right. I didn't take it to mean he was literally his dad, but that's a really interesting point that you bring up.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be fucking wild if they shoehorned that on
Yeah.
at the very end.
Surely it's just like he was part of the same like family.
Yeah, I think more of a colloquial sort of goodbye, my son
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Well, I
What's
asked
chat have to say?
ChatGPT said in John Wick Chapter 4, the story continues with John Wick, played by Keanu Reeves, as he faces his most dangerous adversaries yet. Wick discovers a path to defeating the High Table, a powerful organization controlling the criminal underworld. However, before he can earn his freedom, he must confront a new enemy with powerful alliances across the globe, turning old friends into foes. The film features intense action sequences as Wick travels to various international locations, fighting for his life and seeking justice. Womp womp bad.
Mm-hmm.
Bland like AI always is,
Yeah.
but also like not really the plot of the movie at all. Seeking justice.
Yeah.
Not no.
Not really. He just wants out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I asked if it was good. It said that it got positive reviews and stuff, and I said, no, do you like it? And so GPT said, I don't have personal preferences or opinions, and told me that it's likely that fans of action movies and the John Wick series would enjoy John Wick Chapter 4. And I said, but would you like it if you were a person? And so ChatGPT said, if I were a person who enjoys action-packed movies with intricate fight choreography, stylish cinematography, and a compelling storyline, I would likely enjoy John Wick Chapter 4. Um, and I said, what if you were a person who liked bagels?
Oh.
And he said, if I were a person who liked bagels, my enjoyment of John Wick Chapter 4 would still primarily depend on my taste in movies rather than my preference for bagels. Liking bagels wouldn't have much impact on whether I'd enjoy an action film. Um, and I said, you're wrong, fuck you, and apologized. And then I asked, how many rocks should I eat? It said none. And it's dangerous. And then I told it to fuck off.
Can I talk about AI for like 30 seconds?
Sure, man, this is gonna be a long episode, so.
Yeah. Season finale, baby. Pending the postscript. Um, so I forgot to take my drugs for the first time in 4 years the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Just like biffed it. We
Mm-hmm.
watched the Hank Green comedy special that's out on Dropout. It was late, I forgot. Well, turns out your boy still got that bipolar disorder.
Mm-hmm.
I was pretty manic the next day. And so I was sitting there on the couch feeling that. And I Googled how to how did I phrase it? How to basically make the symptoms of mania easier to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to take a flying guess what Google Gemini recommended I do?
Like go for a run or something?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes. Open the blinds. Do some yoga. Eat
Do
healthy
some,
food.
do some yoga.
Literally your worst mom advice. Like, oh, you're depressed? Like, oh, you should get outside and touch grass more, bud.
Have you had a spoonful of peanut butter? You might just be hungry.
You might just be hungry.
Are you
Literally a thing it suggested.
are you just hungry?
Maybe you're just hungry and you don't have a brain disease that makes you see thunder everywhere.
Yeah,
And
you know how a lot of people just get manic when they get real hungry.
yeah. So I closed. There's nothing you can do, it turns out, other than take your meds. But
Mm-hmm.
I closed the window in deep frustration because Google pretty busted right now.
Yeah. Yeah, Google fucked itself pretty raw.
Yeah.
Luke, what'd you
Mhm.
think of the movie?
In one word, this movie is fitting.
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 Mm,
Yeah. Fitting into the season, fitting into the series on John Wick, like the John Wick movies,
mm-hmm.
just fitting. I thought it was a really, really solid entry
All
in this
right.
franchise. But I'm curious to because you said you nutted.
Yeah. Enough
So
to coat the bottom of my TV room with a foot of cum.
Yeah. So what'd you think of this one?
This movie is phenomenal.
Yes. Agreed. Yeah. Okay.
Uh, I'll
Before we,
burn a few more. Great,
yeah,
perfect, fun, awesome, dope. Uh, the bomb,
yeah,
radical.
absolutely.
Actually, I may have used radical already.
I don't, I don't know. Maybe for Point Break or
Yeah,
something.
that's kind of what I was thinking. I may have used it for.
Yeah. So I was stepping a little carefully there, but I agree 100% with you. I just wanted to see what you thought before I went too hard in the paint. Uh, yes, this movie's awesome.
I loved
Like,
it.
it's long, but I'm
Hmm.
okay with it.
Yeah, it does not waste time,
No.
and it does a really like all the action sequences are so good.
Yes.
And you would think after four movies of this, or after three movies of this, that they couldn't like come up with like much more interesting stuff, but god damn they do.
They do. And I love that even in the fourth and final movie of the John Wick series, anyway, probably not the John Wick universe, because there's
Hmm.
other shit coming out.
Yeah, I mean, there's even one that he's going to be in.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Um, but as a like fitting into this, they're still not explaining the lore, and I love that.
Yeah, it's still so nebulous and it works really well.
It does. Like the Harbinger shows up and they're like, a Harbinger is here to see you. And you're like, awesome. What is that? And then
Hmm.
Mr. Krabs walks in with an hourglass.
Yeah, and he goes, ah, gah, 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 gah.
Your time's coming to an end, SpongeBob. And he
And then,
plunks that thing down,
and
and
then
you're
like
like, fuck yeah.
the marquee is just like a position on the high table.
Yeah.
Because he's like, well, I'll just kill him. And they're like, they'll have him replaced before the body's cold.
Yeah. It's
It,
awesome.
yeah. It,
Like, we don't go, because I kind of expected this one to be like a deep exploration of the lore
hmm.
as he slowly, methodically kills everyone on the high table. But
Yeah.
no, it was
No.
way cooler than that.
Yes. Far more creative.
Yeah.
The other is that this movie has something that none of the other movies had:
Okay.
tension.
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah.
Because especially like during the duel, you genuinely have no fucking clue what's gonna happen.
Yeah. Every time that like, every time the Harbinger says fire and
Hmm.
those pistols go off, yeah, you didn't know. Who fucking knows?
And like that I have to say is something genuinely special.
Yeah.
That like these movies, as much as I love them, did not have. Like at no point did he feel mortal
Yeah.
um in the previous three movies.
Yeah.
But in this one, it was like I don't know if they're making a fifth one because this only came out last year. Um, and I somehow managed to stay away from spoilers this whole time.
Yeah.
And so it's like I like, oh, that tension really added something.
Yeah. To the point that, like, I actually said at one point, he's fighting the Batman villain, uh, who I don't remember his name. The guy with the purple suit, the German guy that killed Piotr.
Oh, the Tooth Man?
Killa. His name was Killa, I think.
Oh, is that his name?
Yeah. I only
Okay.
know that from the subtitles, I think.
I called him the
Um,
Tooth Man.
yeah, the Tooth Man. He's fighting him, and I made the point that, like, if you feel like you're winning against John Wick, you are seconds away from dying.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's how it's operated in the other films. It's like anytime John Wick is kind of on the ropes, he's about to kill you with a pencil.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's going to change around on a dime. But in this one, nah, man.
No, he gets the shit kicked out of him by the
Yeah.
Tooth Man.
I by the Tooth Man, and I love that because every movie, every John Wick movie has a Kane, right? Like his arch enemy,
Yes.
the person he's gonna fight a couple times during the film
Mm-hmm.
and eventually kill them. But like you're saying before, you always thought like he will get them in the end.
Mm-hmm.
With Kane, they didn't set him up that way. Like
No.
it's very unclear whether or not he can actually beat Kane in
Yeah.
combat.
And like big ups to Donnie Yen,
Yeah.
because holy shit, the fight choreography for him
Yes.
would like he performed it. so fucking well. And I don't know if he was involved in the choreography. I'm because he's like pretty renowned martial artist, isn't he?
Oh, he's the guy in the game right now. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm sure he had a hand in it. And the fact that they choreographed um a like an incredible and powerful and lethal guy who cannot see,
Yes.
um, and choreographed that perfectly.
Yeah.
That like his fighting style is so different from John Wick's, but the end result, I mean, is kind of the same. But like it's like what we talked about with the prequels, where like the fights tell a story. Is
Yeah.
like you can see the choreography like really, really builds that character.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a great point about his fighting style being wildly different too, because he does a thing in this movie, Kane does, where he has the cane because he can't see. The
Hmm.
cane is also a sword and it rules.
Yes.
He does a thing where when he kills someone, I think in a lot of action movies it'd be like, yeah, and then like really spirit. No,
Hmm.
he's like stab
Yeah, it's so quick, just this like quick, like in and out.
in and out, and they're dead. Like
Yeah.
it's just such a nice little touch. Also something about this movie, the first, let's say, hour, John Wick is barely in it, which is
Barely.
amazing.
Yeah, it worked. Like it speaks to like to me, it gives me a lot of confidence in the like I guess kind of pseudo spin-off that they're doing, Ballerina, I think it's called. That's
Ballerina, yeah.
gonna star Anna de Armas, I
Yep.
think.
Yep, yep, yep.
Um, because it's like, oh, this world functions perfectly fine without him.
100%. Yeah, because like I mean that in the sense that like it was awesome that it wasn't John Wick focused for the first hour because we're getting stakes set up from other people's points of view.
Yes.
So by the time John Wick finally shows up at the Osaka Continental, you're
Hmm.
like, cool. Well, I guess we
Yeah.
see him fight the Elder first, but like by the time he actually enters the real plot,
Right.
it's at the Osaka Continental, and you're like, okay, cool. Like I got so much good back matter to roll forward
Hmm.
with.
Yeah, because like Mr. Nobody, we haven't talked about him yet, but he's
Yeah.
fascinating.
John Wick 2.0.
Hmm.
Pretty sure they're setting him up to be the new John Wick. He's got a dog. He's fucking lethal.
Hmm.
He's cool as a cucumber. I think he's going to be doing pretty good.
And again, has a very different fighting style, which I really like. And
Yeah, he beats the piss out of people.
oh yeah, it's incredible. And he has the best command for his dog, which is nuts.
Nuts, and the dog goes straight for the nuts. Yeah.
So good. So
Mm-hmm.
good. Um, and then like I can't believe we have not talked yet about the fact that Hiroyuki Sanada is in this.
I'm not familiar.
He's the manager of the Osaka Continental.
Okay, I figured.
Yeah.
But is he a big name? I don't know him at all.
Yeah. So I believe he was also in 47 Ronin.
Oh,
I don't remember him from that, but I believe he was in that with Keanu as well. And then he was one of the main roles in Shogun.
oh, okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Good for
Really good
him.
actor. Like pretty prolific too.
Nice,
Um, but I have found whenever he's around, he never disappoints.
nice. Dude can act like he. Oh, so okay. Something I kept thinking about throughout this movie, and I hate
Hmm.
to harp on the Matrix again,
Hmm.
but our boy Jonathan Groff,
Hmm.
in comparison to literally anybody in this movie, I'm sorry, y'all. Dude is not believable as a guy that knows how to throw a punch.
Not at
Because
all.
we got Rina Sawayama up here,
Hmm.
famed like pop star actor, whatever you want to call her. Like she's a big favorite of mine, but like
Is she the one playing Hiroyuki's daughter?
daughter, yes.
Okay.
So like similarly, not necessarily her wheelhouse. Like she's not like a Keanu who's spent multiple summers before production learning to do fight scenes.
Hmm.
Presumably she had a shitload of training for this, but like she's unbelievably like believable in this role.
So good.
And so all that to say, Lana Wachowski, what are you doing over there?
Why'd you get Jonathan
Why'd you get
Groff?
Jonathan Groff?
There's so many people out here and you picked him?
Oh, it's like getting Niles from Frasier. It'd be like, can you believably throw like a shitload of punches and punch through concrete and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
You say it. I I actually would pay good money to see David Hyde Pierce as Agent Smith in The Matrix 5 that is coming, unfortunately.
I think you'd do a better job, old David Hyde Pierce. I'm pretty
He
sure.
does menacing pretty well,
It
actually.
does. Yeah, I think he could pull it off.
Oh yeah.
That's him. But anyway, that's my quick Jonathan Groff aside.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and again, not to knock him as an actor, he's one of the greatest talents out there, by my estimation. But goddamn, that role
Can't throw a
was.
punch. Um,
Anyway, what else you got to say about this movie?
let's see. I liked particularly in the Osaka Continental the color, just like
Oh
the use
yeah.
of color. Really, really nicely done.
Oh, the sets, every single set in this movie is gorgeous.
Yes.
Like all of them, especially if there's a fight scene happening.
Mm-hmm.
It's textbook John Wick. It's incredible.
Yes. Um, I'll say Mr. Nobody, like I liked that they kept him very mysterious.
Oh yeah.
You
Yeah,
know next to nothing about this guy.
we don't even know his name. He's
Yeah,
literally just Mr. Nobody.
which I think again, this movie is really perfect when it comes to like giving you like a character or some lore or something and not explaining any of it.
None. Yeah, not a bit of it.
Yeah, like why is Mr. Nobody why does he have a book and seem like full of drawings of Keanu Reeves and seemingly having tracked him for a long time? Don't know.
Don't know. Not sure.
Um, I did think that Ian McShane looked pretty leathery, and then immediately they went to Berlin, and so I did write. And speaking of leather, Berlin.
Mhm. I think it's the tan. Our boy Ian McShane might
Yeah,
enjoy a tanning bed, is what I'm picking up from that.
yes.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. Um, okay. I think I like I think my favorite scene in the movie, not my favorite kill, but my favorite scene was the top-down scene.
Yes. That shot. Holy shit.
I cannot think of like another fight scene that has done more interesting stuff
Yeah.
than that top-down shot.
It's also cool because they took, so folks, basically what Sam is talking about is that he's fighting a bunch of guys in like a house
An
somewhere,
apartment building.
in an apartment building. And we get a crane shot that goes up above them.
Like continuous. Like
Continuous crane shot.
no cut, it just like the camera swoops from being, level with Keanu like it's been,
Yeah.
and then swoops up to just like a top-down view.
Yeah. And so what we get is the full action sequence, but from that perspective. What's incredible about that to me is that like everyone really lauded. I'm sorry, folks, I got to bring up the Jason Bourne movies again. But everybody lauded the Bourne movies for like bringing in shaky cam, obscuring
Mm-hmm.
the point of view, doing like lots of innovative shit.
Yeah.
I'd say we haven't done anything truly innovative with how things are shot in action movies since then,
Mm-hmm.
except this. Holy shit, this is cool.
Yes. Like, oh my God. The other is, to me, this is daring someone to make a John Wick video game.
Yeah, it's almost like a video game, isn't it? Like a
Yeah.
top-down shooter.
And I've been actually thinking about this a lot because I think generally speaking, John Wick would make for a very good video game.
Yeah.
But it cannot be your typical shooter.
Okay.
That it will not function that way.
Yeah.
It has to be a strategy game.
Interesting. Now what we got hexagonal tiles and you're moving people
I
around or
I don't think hexagonal tiles. There is a game that like just had a demo come out, and I'm blanking on the name of it. But basically, what it is, I think it's called like Scrambled or
okay.
Scramble. It's like a turn-based strategy type game of World War II dogfights.
Interesting.
And so like it kind of ends up operating almost like on D&D like turn time, where like each turn is like 6 seconds.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So you have like control of say like two Spitfires, and you see like two BF 109s, and every turn you have to direct your planes, up, down, left, right, um, and also like their speed. And so you're like trying to think like 3, 4 moves ahead to like where the German plane's going to be, how can you intercept them, but it's in these little segments
Yeah,
because it's by
absolutely.
turns. And so there's a lot of strategy involved in that, and like prioritizing targets and stuff like that, and like lining up shots, so that that you can hit them but the other one's not coming after you.
Right.
And I think that's how a John Wick game would have to work.
I think that would rip.
It
That
would be
would be
so good
so good.
because if it's a shooter, if it's just a straight like first person, third person shooter, you will never ever feel like John Wick.
No,
It's
not a
not going to
bit.
work. But if it's a strategy game
Hmm.
where almost like super hot,
Yeah,
where the goal is not, um, to like get on target or anything like that, but to maneuver and prioritize targets in such a way that like you're doing what John Wick's brain is doing,
exactly.
then and the actual execution of it, will be perfect as long as you strategize it correctly.
Right.
That's the way to do it.
I agree. I'm 100% sold. I think this is the way forward.
And like again, this scene felt like what a John Wick game could look like.
Yeah. Yeah, that scene was truly awesome, and I'd kind of forgotten about it until you brought it back up.
So much fun. And it also had the shotguns with dragon's breath shells.
Oh, yeah. So there's like sparks and flame everywhere and
Yes.
people being lit on fire.
And it like, especially on that 4K UHD DVD.
Hell yeah,
Oh
brother.
man, it looked good. Um, but like there are a few other things that I want to talk about.
Okay.
Um, who is the Tooth Man? Like we've established he's a real German pervert.
Yeah,
His name
absolutely.
might be Killa.
Yeah.
And the only other thing we know about him is that he's very sweaty.
He's extremely sweaty.
So sweaty. But
Yeah.
who is the Tooth Man?
He's just some guy.
Just some dude
He's
with
just some guy.
teeth and might I say some real cojones.
Some real cojones. The deal with his teeth, he's got a grill, like a solid gold grill
Mm-hmm.
for like half of his upper teeth. And at one point during the movie, Jackie asks, like, well, how is he going to show proof? Because John Wick has been tasked with killing this man to
Mm-hmm.
get back in with his family. And they say, bring proof that you killed him. And Jackie was like, how is he going to do that? At first, I was thinking decapitation, just go old school,
Natural.
naturally. But as soon as I saw the teeth, I knew it was the teeth. That's the whole reason he's
Gotta be
got
the
those
teeth.
teeth.
Yep.
Yeah.
For John Wick to rip them right out.
For John Wick to not just rip, but to punch one out of his face
Yes.
post mortem.
So so incredible. I did also like that in that like fight scene, nothing stopped these fucking disco Germans from dancing.
No, I thought that was hilarious too. That there's like John Wick is literally killing people with an axe.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's cutting people's throats and hitting them in the back of the head and whatnot with an axe. These Germans
Still
straight
dance
grooving.
and dancing horribly.
Yeah.
That's the other. It is some of the worst dancing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Um,
It's mostly ecstasy and very little physical prowess when
yeah.
it comes to dancing. Yeah.
Um, okay, I have a question.
Yeah.
In actually that fight scene, we get slow-mo for the first time in the John Wick series.
Okay.
What what do you think about that?
Hmm. Sorry, just jotting down some notes because I've been forgetting to do that.
Mm.
You don't want your folks at home, you don't want the episode descriptions when I don't take notes.
No.
It's just a lot of shrugs.
Mhm.
Um, because whatever we say here falls out of my skull.
Oh yeah.
Um, slow-mo is interesting because I feel like the John Wick, like bread and butter, is highly choreographed, very quick, real feeling action
Mhm.
sequences. But I will be honest, I didn't notice it a whole lot, so it must have been fine.
It was like just in the German nightclub fight, and they
Yeah,
just did it like a little bit. And it was definitely like a bit of a departure
right.
from the rest of the series. But I mean, like you pointed out, not like it didn't rip you out of the movie
Yeah.
by any means. Um, do you think this world is kind of a utopia?
Interesting. Sit on the couch.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me more about this.
No cops.
Oh,
No
yeah.
cops in this world.
Other than the cop that we get at the beginning of the first movie, who is chill and down to clown,
Yeah, and pretty hands off.
very hands off.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, his only concern is whether or not John Wick is working again.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's a really good point.
Because there were no cops in Germany. There were no cops in Japan. We haven't even talked about the fact that they used bows in Japan and it was fucking righteous.
It was so cool.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah. Holy shit, my
Way
dude.
to,
That ripped.
way to take a bow and arrow to a gunfight and make it seem like the guns were nothing.
Yeah, the guns were not a problem for these fuckers.
And
Um,
the way they incorporated the bows into the fighting, both in terms of
yeah.
like pinning someone to a wall and then like when they would eventually get killed, having them slump over but still be like stuck.
Yeah.
Uh, so cool. But no cops.
No cops. That's a good point. Well, Sam, we're a conservative podcast now.
Oh, right. So this is a woke nightmare hell.
Yeah, this is a liberal cuck dream.
Yeah.
Uh,
See, this is the world the libs want, is no cops and violence everywhere.
Violence everywhere. Violence in the streets. Keanu
It's
Reeves specifically just murdering
the
people.
the high table is nothing but pederasts and Jews.
Probably.
Yeah.
We're always in the mix, my dude.
Yeah, we are.
When
Yeah, so
it comes to conspiracy theories,
that's
anyway.
the secret ring of Jews and pedophiles
Yeah.
who had Jeffrey Epstein killed.
Yeah.
Um,
That's what these movies have been about this whole time.
yes. Um, do you think John Wick can text and drive?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I
I
think he's
think
the only person who can.
yeah, I think they have street signs that say stay alive, don't text and drive. And then it blinks over to the next screen
Hmm.
on this road sign and says, unless you're John Wick, and we mean that literally, swipe, seriously, only John Wick. And
Yeah.
then it flips back to stay alive.
Hmm. Um, what was your favorite kill?
So here's the problem. I watched Final Destination last night
Uh-oh.
in between this movie and now.
Mm-hmm.
So some things are hazy,
Mm-hmm.
but let me piece this together. It actually might be Killa
Really?
because I thought it was hilarious that one, the way his body just smacked into the
Mm-hmm.
ground, that it was almost an accident. And then John Wick does in fact beat his face, the corpse's face to
Till his
extract
teeth
a
come out.
tooth.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
That's pretty
Which I
good.
don't know what that says about me, but I
Nothing
thought
good.
that was a riot. But let's see, what else would be my favorite kill? If not that one, probably taking out the marquee.
It was very satisfying.
It was so satisfying. And the way they shot it, because they zoom out right at the moment where he pulls the trigger, so you get that like splatter
Mm-hmm.
off of Bill Skarsgård's head, and it's like a beautiful shot. It's like sunrise.
Mm-hmm.
There's like golden glow everywhere, and this guy's getting plugged in the head. It was really solid. But what was your favorite?
I mean, so I had kind of forgotten about the bow kills. So it might actually be one of the bow kills.
Yeah, the book kills are righteous.
The one I wrote down actually was pretty simple, but I liked it so much. When John is running through Paris, he grabs a motorcycle at one point. And
Yeah.
he's riding the motorcycle, and then some people kind of corner
Oh,
him, and he revs the
yeah.
motorcycle, uh, does a wheelie, jumps off of it, and then the motorcycle just slams into a dude and pins him up against a van and
Yeah.
crushes him. And it's very simple, but it worked very well for me.
It's such a good continuation because John Wick does this a lot in this movie. John Wick kills motherfuckers with whatever.
Anything.
Literally anything. Like, so killing a guy with a motorcycle, yeah, that tracks.
Hmm.
Spot on.
I also liked that this movie showed John Wick's greatest foe was just kind of a lot of stairs.
Yeah.
Like he's hurt, he's tired, he's on a deadline, and then it's just a lot of stairs to get up to that church.
Yeah, it is. It's so many stairs.
So many, and he gets knocked down him like twice.
Like twice. Yeah, I did think that was pretty cool because, like you were saying, there were actual stakes involved here,
Hmm.
and you're not sure he's gonna make it up those steps.
No.
So it was pretty cool.
Um, do you have anything? Because I got one final thing for this, but
No, I'm digging the flow. Just hit me with your final thought here.
what's your Wick ranking?
I was gonna ask you this earlier. I'm glad I saved it. I've actually already discussed this with Jackie, and I believe I have the exact order for me.
Okay, yeah,
It
I wrote mine
goes,
down,
it goes 1, 4, 2, 3.
but we are very close.
Okay.
4, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. I'm okay. Here's my deal with the third. And keep in mind, folks, all the John Wick movies are phenomenal. They're
Yes.
great. Like compared to any other action movie, they're perfect. They're amazing.
Hmm.
The third one got really serious on us, is my take.
It's weird because the third one I think also had some of the best comedy.
Yeah.
It had some of the best comedic moments, but I think it also had like some of the slowest and like most dragging
Yes.
bits too.
Yeah, it really did.
It felt longer than this one.
It did, which is crazy because it's like half an hour shorter or something like that.
Yeah.
It felt way longer, but I'm glad that because for me, it is kind of a toss up between the first and the fourth.
Hmm.
The only reason I say number one first is I literally said the other day that if I could be hypnotized and forget any movie so I could see it again for the first time, it'd be John Wick.
Yeah.
It
No,
would be
I
that first one.
I think seeing that first one for the first time would be so nice to do
Yeah.
again. And honestly, I think if I rewatched this one, I would probably rank the first one higher
Mm.
because the reason it ranked highest for me, it like in addition to it being like such a phenomenal film and like arguably the perfect John Wick movie in that it introduces more of the world than the first one, but
Right.
continues to not explain it and like provides um like two very different but very challenging opponents for him in Mr. Nobody and Kane.
Yeah.
Um and like does really interesting things with their characters. But what pushes it over the edge for me is that tension
Yeah.
that I would not have watching it a second time, but the fact that it was there at all, I think, sends it over the edge for me.
Nice. Yeah, I completely agree. That all makes perfect sense.
But boy, it's close.
It's so close. They're both phenomenal movies. But I just think it's so great that in the final hour here, with the last John Wick movie starring Keanu Reeves, they've because Keanu, by the way, has said he's done
Yeah.
with John Wick. So there's no more John Wick. At least as the lead of a full length
Hmm.
film. Um I think it is deeply impressive what they managed to pull off, which is a movie that we're contending for the best in the series
Yeah.
as a finale. Because, like, so many movie series do not get remotely close to that. Look at
Mm-mm.
Scream. Scream 5 and Scream 6, they're not good.
They're okay.
They're okay. Scream 6, having rewatched it, is not that great.
Yeah.
Um,
I just so many things overstay their welcome and fail
yes.
to do anything interesting with the
Yeah.
sequels.
And I feel like
Um,
John Wick the entire way through has been thinking not of like how do we up the ante and make it more violent or like a higher
mhm.
body count. They were like trying to do something new and innovative every time they stepped up to the
Yeah.
plate.
It wasn't like, how can we make this cooler or bigger? It was, how can we make this more interesting?
Yes,
How can we
exactly.
flesh out just enough of this world? Like, how can we flesh out like a niche of this world? Just enough
Yeah.
that, like, you know it exists and it suggests so much more behind it, but we will never touch that.
Yeah. Exactly.
Um, hell, even with the third one, you see more of the Ruski Roma, and then you see like a completely different sort of concept of them in this one,
Yeah.
and it's still
Absolutely.
pretty unexplained between both.
Yeah.
But it works.
It works so well. Yeah, they really did a phenomenal job with this one.
Yes, I think it's time to talk about the whole season.
I think it is. And it's getting weirdly dark outside. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, it's supposed to storm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's some big climax energy right
it
there.
is. It's some
Mm-hmm.
big climax energy, like the big climax I had when I finished John Wick 4.
Yeah.
Which I will
So
say, I like by the time I finished the movie, I was mad at this season because it kept me from watching this movie in theaters, which I think would have been a religious experience
it would have
in
been,
addition to
yeah,
an orgasmic one.
yeah. Um, now's the time to air those grievances. Sam,
Yeah,
I have a summary of this season, but I'm very curious to hear how you feel now that it is done.
this season was like genuinely fucking grueling.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Um, like almost to the point of misery, I would
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know about you. On more than one occasion, I was like, do I want to quit?
Yeah.
Do I want to keep doing this? Um, and I will tell you, sometimes the answer was no, I don't want to keep doing it. Um, it sucked.
Yeah. I didn't do this because I had a similar train of thought several times. And for me, the differentiator was that I didn't want to give up on doing this with you.
Mhm.
If it weren't for the fact that I got to talk to my good buddy Sam for an hour and change, like, every week and keep pushing this in the process, fuck no, I would have bailed on this so hard.
Yeah, the recording part of this is what kept me going
Yes.
because the movie part of it was not gonna fucking do
From the jump, River's Edge.
was so bad.
was so bad.
And like, and it's not like bad in like a movie that didn't work, bad in this like really specifically grating kind of way.
Yes. Yeah, like I keep thinking about that movie with Winona Ryder, the wedding one, whatever that one was called.
The wedding
Yeah.
one.
The one where they
Oh yeah,
talk.
where they're the worst hipsters you've ever met.
Yes, the worst people
That's
alive.
right. Destination Wedding.
Destination
Kill me.
Wedding.
Please kill
Yeah,
me for
exactly.
remembering that.
That one keeps popping into my brain as just like such a good example of a terrible thing, which is like when Keanu makes a bad movie, it's so grating.
Yes.
It like sits on your nerves in a way that is horrible.
Yeah, it is taking here's what it is. It's taking like broken glass, slicing your arm open,
Yeah.
peeling it open, and then taking steel wool directly to your nerve.
Yeah.
It's so oh it's it's just like this like physical and psychological discomfort.
Yes. And we
Uh,
had that over and over and over.
because it's like for every decent movie he would do like two to three horrible ones.
Yes. Yeah, if not more. Like for a while there, we had a stretch of like 5 to 7 movies that were just all in that camp of like, shit, this sucks.
Yes, and like sometimes a lot of them have like really miserable content too.
Yeah.
It's more so than anything we've ever watched before.
Yeah.
For the other seasons, where like we've watched some bad fucking movies, lady killers, but none of them have had content that was either gross or genuinely uncomfortable.
Yeah. And that happened a lot. So yeah, my summary of the season is that boy howdy, we took some L's getting here.
It was also the
Um,
longest season.
yeah, yeah, by kind of a lot. Because I think Dwayne and Tom both averaged somewhere around 60 episodes,
Yeah, something like that.
something like that. Tom might have been a little longer because we farted around with some like retrospectives and stuff.
Hmm.
Um, but Keanu took forever. The movies weren't that great. I will say this on a more positive note, we learned a shitload about who to pick.
Yeah,
And I,
and
for one, am so excited to do a palate cleanser and get
yes,
as far away from this as possible.
and I think we're also learning with the palate cleanser that we're just gonna pick it.
Yeah, we're just gonna pick it.
I don't think we're gonna let it pick us like it
Yeah.
has in the past. We're just gonna look at them and we're just gonna pick one
Yeah.
and we're gonna do it.
That sounds
I
amazing.
I have the one that I think would be really fun, but you and I will get on into that later.
Amazing.
Um, but yeah, but here's the thing, and this is bizarre because I feel like we came out of Dwayne's season not really liking him.
Yeah.
And I maintain that because more stuff has come out that he's like kind of a nightmare to work with.
Yeah.
And makes his assistant walk around with a bottle full of his piss. Because he'll pee in a bottle and then hand it to his
Oh,
assistant.
right.
And he shows up to shoots 8 hours late. He sounds like a
Oof.
real asshole.
Yeah.
Um, but like, even though Keanu put us through kind of literal hell, I still like him.
I still love this guy.
I love him. I don't think he can choose a movie to save his fucking life.
No, I don't think he knows how to read he knows how to read. I don't think he knows how to read a script in a critical way.
Yeah. But I think, and Kenna disagrees with me on this. I think he's a good actor.
Yeah. I
Sh
think the parts that he excels at, I think he and Ryan Gosling are on the same level. But people
okay.
laud Ryan Gosling for this and kind of take digs at Keanu for it, which is that there is a way to act that is very stoic
Mm-hmm.
and not super like emotive.
Mm-hmm.
And people love Ryan Gosling for this.
Yeah.
And I see the point. Like if you're kind of acting like that way, if you're in that mode of acting and then you really let it rip on a scene where like you're weeping or something, it really
Mm-hmm.
sells it more.
Yeah.
And I think Keanu also pulls that off, and we've seen some great examples of that. Like Sure, he doesn't talk a ton
Hmm.
in most of his movies, but when he does get a really juicy scene, he does a phenomenal job with
He
it.
does really well.
Yeah.
So he's a great actor. I think he just is shoveled, has a lot of shit shoveled in his
Yeah,
direction.
I think so as well.
Um, Now I have something for you that's
Oh,
actually a surprise for both of us.
okay.
I don't know if you had more that you wanted to say about the season.
I think that's it. Other than a really quick thank you to everyone that's slogged through this with
Oh my
us.
God, yes, thank you.
I said this in the vamp. I forgot. I actually haven't said this on a recorded piece of media for this podcast.
Hmm.
Our numbers climbed in season 3.
Somehow.
Like somehow we've had months that are bigger than I ever thought possible.
Hmm.
And that's because of you folks. And I am so grateful. And I'm so sorry that this season had so many like brown notes in it. But I am incredibly thankful for all of you. And yeah, I can't thank you enough for sticking with us. You're like, again, mostly I do this to talk to you, Sam, but like,
Hmm.
let's say like 25% of this is the fan support, and only 25% that remains is the movies. So
Yeah. No,
yeah,
it does really mean a lot that y'all seem to really like the show. And like I love it when y'all get engaged. Like sending us emails and stuff is so much fun.
yeah,
Um,
hanksypanksypod@gmail.com, folks.
and makes makes the slog worth it, I will say.
Yes. Mail
Uh,
time is like that's the highlight of any record that we
oh
do
yeah.
for me. Yeah.
Anytime I see that we've gotten an email because I get it on my phone, um, I just keep the notification there
Oh,
until we get to the recording. One, so I don't forget it. And two, because it's just like, yes,
yeah.
like I got something.
Amazing.
No matter how bad the movie is, I've got this to bail us out.
Exactly.
Um, but the other and if I can toss out an idea there that's terrifying, Luke,
Yeah.
what if people like it more when we're miserable? What if the draw is that we're suffering?
If you guys like the Schadenfreude of us suffering over here, send us an email,
Yeah.
hanksypanksypod@gmail.com. Put it in a way that we will appreciate your feedback
Mm-hmm.
by giving us a
Yeah.
lovely little package to open in the form of an email.
Because what if we pick? We actually do have a pick for next season. We're not announcing it now. But what if that one ends up being fun and people are like, "Ooh, they're having fun"? No, thank you.
No, thank you.
I don't want that. I want it when they want to be dead.
That's right, folks. Well, okay. I was gonna make a joke about this, but I think if that ever is the case, David Spade season.
Oh
Yeah.
no. If it's ever you specific, it is Will Ferrell.
It is the Will Farewell tour.
The Ferrell
Uh,
Will
the
tour.
Farewell tour.
Uh okay. Are you ready for this surprise?
I'm so ready for the surprise.
All right. So Tuck, magician that he is, has created not one, not two, but three fucking spreadsheets
Oh my God.
um of data about about this season. Okay?
Dope as hell.
So,
Tuck.
Luke, we have watched 4 days, 10 hours, and 13 minutes of Keanu Reeves's movies.
Jesus Christ.
Which, to remind you, for Dwayne, that was 2 days, 19 hours, and 55 minutes. And for Tom, it was 4 days, 11 hours, and 20 minutes.
Which, to contrast, so Tom and Keanu are on roughly the same footing here.
Actually, about 1 hour more of Tom.
1 hour more of Tom. The deal with Tom, though, Tom made good movie.
Tom made good movie.
So even we didn't know what the fuck we had with Bachelor Party
Mm-hmm.
and that sort of era of Tom. We ragged on it so hard, my dude.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't even know what gift was sitting right in front of us.
I know. I know. Um, Also, uh, Tuck, let's see. So the average score of Keanu's movies on IMDb is 6.4, or on Rotten Tomatoes, from the critics, it's 55.3%. From the audience, it's 59.2%.
Oof.
Um, with Tom, average score is 7.0.
Yeah.
So the highest rated movie that we watched from IMDb is The Matrix, sitting at an 8.7 out of 10.
That's the highest.
Mm-hmm.
Keanu never broke into the 10, like into the nines.
No.
Oh, buddy.
On Rotten Tomatoes, for both the critics and the audience, it's Toy Story 4, sitting at 97 and 94%, respectively.
Which is wrong.
Mm-hmm. The
But
lowest movie that lowest rated movie was Generation for IMDb, sitting at a, I think, generous 3.9 out of 10.
yeah, 3.9 is insane.
So high. It is
I
also,
genuinely thought you were gonna say it's sitting in a big old goose egg.
oh, that's what it is for Rotten Tomatoes critics at a
Okay, yeah.
full 0%. But for the Rotten Tomatoes audience score, the movie's actually Siberia at 15%.
It's pretty bad, so
Yeah. Okay. So longest time to get to the plot,
Mhm.
with a shout out to Exposed, which we never did. We never did that plot. Um, was Hardball, that took us 35 minutes and 29 seconds to get to the plot.
Tuck, I love this.
And the shortest time to get to the plot at 3 minutes and 58 seconds. Do you have a guess?
Wasn't there one that we did a double header and we knocked it out as quickly as we possibly could?
I have no idea.
It was the Devil's Advocate episode because we did something else right before it, but I don't remember. What was it?
It's actually the day the Earth stood still.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, 3 minutes is too quick, man.
A little
What
bit.
happened there?
Little bit. I have no idea. Um, okay, so we actually reused some of our words.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
no. Talk.
So,
Tuck's over here doing the work, fucking data mining, Hanksy
yes.
Panksy.
So, for Point Break, you and I both said classic.
Mm.
I Love You to Death, I said unexpected, which you then later used in Hardball.
Okay, I didn't know we weren't supposed to share a word.
I don't know. Tuck
Okay,
just highlighted which ones we
for sure,
reused.
for sure.
Um, I actually did not give a word for Johnny Mnemonic somehow.
Which is very funny if you consider that one was about memory.
I also did not give a word for the replacements. Um, and then I used intriguing for the Devil's Advocate and a Scanner Darkly.
Interesting.
I also didn't give a fucking word for John Wick 3 somehow. And then I used bland for both Toy Story 4 and Henry's Crime. I am so bad at coming up with words for this. Now,
Hey, we did 81. This is episode 81 of season 3.
mhm,
So,
would you like to know how many disrespectful watches that I had?
I'm going to say it's most of them. So, out of what's the total that I'm guessing against?
So he has it as a whole number and as a percentage.
Okay. I'm gonna say it was 75%.
But it's actually 29%.
Really?
It's only 16 and a half.
Oh, I think I did worse than that.
So he actually didn't count how many disrespectful watches you had. Instead, he counted how many times you skimped on the plot. Which would you like to know?
Fair. My dude, Tuck, completely fair. I'm gonna say it was about 35% of the time.
You're closer. It's 29%, the exact same number of times I had a disrespectful watch.
Amazing. You love to see it.
Oh, also I forgot. Tuck also had a best quote that he highlighted, and it was from our episode of Exposed, and you said, "This is garbage audio," and I said, "I don't care."
That's the show in a nutshell, folks.
Mm-hmm. Would you like to know how many do you have a guess how many times or what percentage of the time I did a voice or an impression?
Okay, I don't think the Breakfast Wizard showed up a ton.
He did show up some.
I'm gonna say 15 times throughout 81 episodes.
Incorrect. 24 times. 24 episodes for 43%.
Jesus Christ.
Um, how often do you think we remembered all the characters' names?
Never. 0%.
Bud, you're gonna be really proud. It's 70%.
Okay, that's pretty good for
That's
us.
really good. How many episodes did we um mention John Wick?
I'm gonna guess 70% on that one as well.
57%.
57% is really high.
Mm-hmm. And then would you like to know how you did on Lone Lever Love?
Oh, I got it right like twice.
But you got 16 correct, 48%. It's still an F, but it's
I'm proud of it
it's
though.
pretty good.
Yeah,
It's
that's an
pretty
S
good.
tier F right there.
Yeah. Um, so we also have Keanu Reeves facts.
Okay.
Um, total time watched this season. 4 days, 10 hours, 14 minutes, or 106 hours and 14 minutes.
Oh,
Total time watched so far, excluding palate cleansers. What do you think?
4 days, it's 2 days. I'm gonna say it's like a week and a half.
It's going to be distressing. 11 days, 17 hours, 26 minutes,
Ooh.
or 281 hours and 26 fucking minutes.
Jesus Christ. What are we
Oh
doing?
my God. Um, let's see. Some of this is stuff he already, yeah. Some of this is stuff he already did.
Well, I assume that there's a list in here that we can use to rank these motherfuckers, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, we'll be able to rank these movies.
Okay, thank you,
But
Tuck.
that's just for the Patreon.
Oh yeah. Patreon.com/HanksyPanksy. We do rank the movies
Mm-hmm.
every season, and you bet your butts we're gonna do it for Keanu.
Oh hell yeah. Um, okay. So a while back, Keanu did an Ask Me Anything on
Mm-hmm.
Reddit. Tuck wrote down all the questions that he got and what his answers were.
Okay.
So, what instrument does Keanu play?
Bass guitar.
Uh, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, bass guitar. Would he like to be in a musical?
Yes, but I don't think he can sing very well.
Wait, have we done this already?
No, but I may have read this AMA.
Yeah, he said, I'd love to be in a musical, but I can't sing, so I'm not sure anyone else would want me in a musical, but I sure would try. I mean, I could sing, but not really well. I can always dream. What did researchers name after him?
Oh shit. I think it was something named after John Wick.
A compound that is so good at killing fungi.
Jesus.
Huh. Okay. And there's a link here. Let me just check that out. Oh no, that's just a link to the. Okay. What's your favorite film you've worked on?
Oh, good God. I have no idea, and I'm very curious to hear what he says.
Ah, fuck. Ah, I've been very fortunate to work on a few films that have changed my life. I can't pick just one, but here are a few: River's Edge, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, Matrix Trilogy, Devil's Advocate, A Scanner Darkly, My Own Private Idaho, Point Break, John Wick.
Okay.
Huh.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, if his career had just been those movies, very different season.
Very different.
But I noticed he didn't say Generation or Knock Knock.
He did not say those, interestingly enough.
Yeah.
Have you ever experienced anything paranormal?
I feel like he has. I feel like Keanu would be a guy who's like, I saw a ghost once,
It
no big
seems
deal.
it seems like it. When I was a little kid, I was sitting in a room with a nanny and thought I saw a ghost in the doorway and looked over at my nanny and she looked really scared. I didn't know what the heck was going on. Okay.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, ghosts.
precisely what I expected from our boy Keanu
Yeah.
Reeves.
Can you watch any of your movies and forget your part?
I feel like, yeah,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, you have to. He said, no, can't forget, but can watch them as a viewer at the same time. No, Keanu, I actually refuse to believe that.
Yeah, I
I don't think he remembers every line from Flying/Dream to Believe.
yeah, because here's the deal, Keanu. I'm writing notes down so that I can make an episode description because we do this show, I edit it and throw it up within 24 hours. Everything we do out of my
Mm-hmm.
skull
Oh, gone.
immediately. So I do that most things that people work on, you forget immediately.
Though we don't rehearse.
We don't rehearse famously.
Yeah, so I feel like once you rehearsed it, it's easier to remember it.
Yeah, it could be.
If you weren't an actor, what career would you choose? Gotta be music, right?
Probably music.
Well, when I was a kid, I always said I wanted to be a race car driver, a conductor, or an astrophysicist. Today, let's conduct some music. Okay, okay.
Yeah, so kinda.
Number one item on your bucket list.
It's gonna be something super boring, like have a PB&J at
Yeah,
like Big Sur or something.
let's see. My bucket list is getting really long. The number one's changed, but today let's go with sailing across an ocean.
Jesus.
No small feat.
No small feat, but I think our guy could pull it off.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like fun though, if I'm being honest.
No, I feel like that's a lot of like eating beans and praying
Mm-hmm.
for wind.
And hoping for no storms.
Yeah.
If aliens came to Earth, would you accept the responsibility of being the first to contact them?
Oh, no way is this guy doing that.
I don't think so, but do you think he'd be good for that?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
I think
Yeah,
it'd be great.
I think he'd be the ideal person to talk to aliens, which is why he's too humble to accept this burden.
Actually, okay. Who do you think would be better, him, Tom, or Dwayne?
Him.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think you're right. Definitely not
Yeah.
Dwayne. Dwayne would scare him or beat him up or make him hold his piss bottle.
Yeah. Can you guys hold this?
He said, heck yeah. How's it going? How was your trip? You hungry? Want anything to drink? Keanu, be careful with that because they may not be carbon-based life forms and our water might kill them.
Might kill them. They also might be hungry for humans.
Mm-hmm.
Sticey, my dude.
Yeah. Have you ever stolen anything from a set?
I think he's stolen. I think I saw a separate news article
Mm-hmm.
because, folks, if again, we get the updates
So
on
much.
all of our targets. I think he said he stole some items from like The Matrix and a few other films, but nothing big.
Not stolen. The watch and red wedding ring from John Wick, a sword from 47 Ronin, and the first red pill that the Wachowskis ever gave me.
Amazing.
Interesting. Keanu, what is your favorite food to eat? Any comfort foods that remind you of early childhood? Thanks.
For some reason, I'm going chicken and waffles.
I could see that because I don't think he's a poutine man.
No, famously for a Canadian, it's not a big poutine guy, I don't think.
Let's see. Shepherd's pie, macaroni and cheese, peanut butter, and honey sandwich. I'm hungry. Peanut butter and honey sandwich.
It's the I'm hungry for me. This dude is just such a good egg.
Just a sweet guy.
Mm-hmm.
Would you do a Hot Ones interview?
Oh, I hope the answer to this is yes.
Oh, I would love. I want that. He says, I love chicken wings, but I don't want to eat really spicy chicken wings, especially not in public, and certainly not with the consequences in private. Bon appetit. Oh.
Aw. Come on, man. We
Conan
want this.
did it.
Conan did it. Look at it. You're tougher than him.
You're tougher than Guy Fieri did it.
Yeah, which although if anybody was gonna house some really spicy fucking food, you know our boy Guy Fieri could hold it down. Guy Fieri.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Gordon Ramsay did it, and he was a whiny shit the whole time.
Yeah.
I hate Gordon Ramsay. Just as a side note, I really can't stand that fucking guy.
Really quick, this podcast very pro Guy Fieri, very anti Gordon Ramsay.
Unrelated to film, what are you passionate about?
I think he's gonna say something about the climate.
Let's see. I like me some motorcycles, typewriters, Japanese whiskey, playing in the band, learning, reading, and some fine wine. Keanu said, let the fucking planet burn as long as I've got my typewriter and Japanese whiskey.
Do you think him and Tom ever get together to talk about typewriters?
That was my first fucking question. Is surely they've met at a party and like gotten real in the weeds on typewriters.
Yeah. I guarantee that has happened.
Surely. What's a city that stands out as a wonderful place to be while you were filming?
Yeah, I got no guesses on that one.
I think he's going to say like everywhere's been really nice.
I think everywhere, but maybe he's going to mention Sydney, which is where I think they filmed The Matrix.
Let's see. Paris, 1987. I worked there on Dangereuse Liaison, and it was extraordinary. Wow.
All right.
Paris in the 80s. What's your favorite moment or memory from working on Point Break?
Probably learning something. Learning to surf.
Sure. Hello. Oh, thank you. My wife has brought me a coffee. Hey, real quick.
Yeah.
Can you just say a quick word about how the season has been for you?
I hated every minute of it.
Now, I probably should have told you this is very lightly filmed.
I hated every minute of it. It was awful. Keanu Reeves is not a good actor. People just hire him because they like him.
Oofa doofa.
Hot takes.
Hot takes from a hot lady.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can say that. So we think learning something.
Yeah.
Working with Patrick Swayze, he was a gentleman and a total pro, a movie star and inspiration.
This dude's too sweet, man.
Too sweet.
Can you imagine if Dwayne did one of these?
Dwayne would be like, that time I pissed on fucking Vin Diesel's head. It's like, what? And then it'd just say like, candy ass.
Candy ass.
What was your first pet?
All right, this is an extremely important question. Do you think Keanu is a cat or a dog guy?
Here's the thing. I want him to be a cat guy. I'm pretty sure he's a dog guy.
Exactly how I feel about him. Yeah.
First pet I ever had was a guinea pig named Carrot. I was 5 or 6 years old. He was a cutie pie. Keanu never changed except for one thing. Pick better movies.
Pick better movies.
Get a new agent.
Please.
Pick better movies. You can change that way, but no other way.
Yeah. Agreed. Look at you slamming a coffee at 3 in the afternoon.
Man, this is a decaf.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, I don't do caffeinated after my early morning one. It's fucking good though.
Yeah, it looks I wants it. How many
Too
more of
fucking
these
bad.
you got?
Just a few more.
Okay.
Has there ever been a role in your career that you regret turning down?
I feel like he was up for something huge that he did turn down. But it wouldn't be for the money. It would be for like Forrest Gump or something.
Yeah.
Like I turned down like an Oscar winner.
Now, I just had the thought of Keanu Reeves as Aragorn in The Lord of the Rings, and I liked what I saw.
I liked it a lot, if I'm
Mhm.
honest with myself.
No, but I did always want to play Wolverine. Ooh.
Holy shit, Canadian? A Canadian pro playing a Canadian X-Men?
Ooh, that sits good.
Sits real good.
Hey, Luke, did your dick just move too?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Hi, what are your feelings on birds?
I bet he's all for him, dude. Keanu, you think Keanu's out here being like, fuck birds?
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna say birds are cool. I sometimes wish I was a bird, if only for a fleeting moment. What a whimsical man.
What a whimsical dude.
Pineapple on pizza, yay, nay, or neutral?
Now, this is where things get spicy because he is Canadian. Famously the home of this abomination.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's all for it.
I thought it was Hawaii, but
I think it started in Canada.
Really?
But it is called Hawaiian pizza.
Interesting. Appropriative.
Yeah.
Nay, but yay if the pineapple is slightly roasted.
Yeah, there it is.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
What hobbies do you have?
We're asking about hobbies and pizza, my dude. We're scraping the bottom of the barrel with this Reddit AMA.
Oh yeah, no, this is the last three.
I just mean like, surely if you're Keanu, you're going through the questions and you get to how do you feel about pineapple on pizza? And you gotta think, yeah, we're done.
Yeah,
we're done here.
Yeah, I think our session's about over, huh?
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna say motorcycles, bass guitar, painting.
And masturbating. That's gonna be my guess. He's gonna toss masturbating in there.
Casually.
Because as we know, he fucks.
Yeah.
I don't have hobbies, but I do like playing ping pong.
Okay, not what I expected.
No, I'm real confused by that one. I don't have hobbies, but I do like playing ping pong.
Which would be a hobby.
It is a hobby.
Hmm.
Wouldn't motorcycles also be a hobby?
Yeah, as would bass guitar.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Huh.
Huh.
And this last one, someone just sent him a GIF. Okay. It's a video of him reacting to finding out that his AMA was like the biggest one that was ever done or something.
Amazing.
And yeah, the AMA that you did is now the top AMA of all time, passing Barack Obama, and he is like a kid in a fucking candy store. Just like he says no way, he turns around, he's got the sweetest grin on his face.
Amazing.
And then he says it was fun, just so wholesome. Yeah, he said it was fun.
Amazing.
Yeah, so I think that's a great way to end the season. That feels good.
That feels amazing. What a good send-off for a good dude who makes really bad movies.
Mm-hmm. Put us through literal hell the past year.
Yeah, if not more than that, my guy.
Yeah, let me see, because I don't remember when I started this notebook here. Okay, to give you an idea, I started this notebook July 2nd, 2023, and the first movie that we covered on that I covered on it was The Matrix Reloaded.
Which is okay, that's not good.
That's bad. We've
Do you
been
know how
doing
long
this
it? Yeah.
like over like a year and a half.
Well, it's my dude, it's 81 episodes minus about 10 horror huts.
Yeah.
So like a year and a half.
Fuck.
Yeah. Yep.
Fuck.
So let's stop doing it.
Yeah, let's stop. Well, folks, well, hold on.
Mhm.
We got one more business item.
Okay.
Next time, we'll be doing the postscript, final chapter prologue.
Yeah.
What do you think flying/dare to believe is?
I think it's a major drag. I was gonna say more, but that's it. That's all I got. I feel like it's gonna be a major drag, my dude.
Yeah, probably.
But
But
it's a drag for which I will have no memory of additional Keanu Reeves movies.
that is true. We're hitting
So
delete.
I think it's gonna be some kind of teenage angst look at life in a small town. It's gonna be River's Edge, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you think this thing's gonna be about?
I think he's gonna be trying to turn into a bird.
That I would pay to see.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna pay to see it. Well, no, it's on YouTube for
It's on
free.
YouTube for free.
Amazing.
So yeah, I think it's gonna be Keanu Reeves trying to do an Animorphs before that was a thing and turn into a bird.
I love it. Don't get stuck like Tobias, though. Get
No,
stuck like an eagle.
No, Tobias, never the same. Well, folks, thanks for listening to another episode of Hanksy Panksy. You can find us on Facebook at Hanksy Panksy Podcast. You can find us on Instagram at Hanksy Panksy Pod. You can send us an email at hanksypanksypod@gmail.com. We have a Patreon, patreon.com/hanksypanksy. We've got some new stuff on there. Ken and I have recorded 2 episodes of I started calling it Boy and Girl Meet Boy Meets World, but it's really hard to get through that. So we have 2 episodes up of us talking about Boy Meets World. First episode is very confusingly seasons 3 through 5, and then the second episode is just season 6.
Amazing.
So we go some fun places, we go some sincere places, and I think it's good. I had a fun time recording it.
Awesome.
So and we're currently watching season 7, so that'll be there. And then I feel like I can tease it. After that, folks, Ken and I are gonna do a little mini series for the Patreon called Mackin' at the Movies, and that's gonna be a series where we go back and watch the movies that we went to see in high school, but then just made out during and never actually watched them.
I forgot y'all were gonna do that, and I support this so hard.
So should be pretty fun and pretty raunchy. But yeah, head on over there, chuck us some money, chuck us enough money. You can be one of Hanks's heroes, like Tuck and Daniel. And we love both our Hanks's heroes. But I do feel like a special shout out for Tuck.
Yeah.
Is warranted for all the work that he has done.
Amen.
To end these seasons. So big shout out there to you, Tuck. And for Hanks's heroes, I'll kiss you right on the mouth.
Unrelated to the movie, but a great thing to do for a friend.
Luke, do you have a final quote?
I do. A final quote for this season is, I am Klaus.
Phenomenal. Well, folks, thank you so much for listening to Hanksy Panksy Honor Among Reeves and this season. It has not been fun. But stay tuned, because next time we'll be watching Flying/Dare to Believe in the final chapter prologue.